The leader of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, and European Council President Antonio Costa arrived in Kiev on Monday to show support for Ukraine on the third anniversary of Russia's invasion. According to Associated Press, the leaders of the 27 European Union countries will have an emergency summit on March 6 about next steps for Ukraine and Europe's security. Costa announced Sunday he is convening the summit in Brussels. "We are living a defining moment for Ukraine and European security," Costa said in a post on social media. Since the EU leaders last met February 3, the Trump administration has upended years of US support for Ukraine and decades of commitment to defending European allies.
How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Minister. Hello. How are you? Pleasure to see you again. How are you? Good morning.
Hungary will be the one to decide whether Ukraine is able to achieve its hopes of joining the European Union in the future, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán said Saturday in an escalation of his adversarial posture toward Hungary's war-ravaged neighbor. According to Associated Press, speaking at an annual State of the Nation address in Budapest to a closed circle of party members and supporters, Orbán described Ukraine as a buffer zone between Russia and NATO countries, and predicted that, following a cessation of Moscow's war, it would resume that role despite its ambitions to join the Western military alliance. He added that whether Ukraine can one day join the 27-member EU will be decided by the Hungarians. Unanimity is required among leaders of all EU countries for accepting new members. Orbán, considered the Kremlin's closest partner among EU leaders, has been the bloc's primary impediment in its efforts to assist Ukraine in the country's struggle to defend against Russia's full-scale invasion. He has frequently criticized, and threatened to veto, EU sanctions against Russia over its aggression, but has ultimately always voted for them. While Hungary, an EU and NATO member, has taken in Ukrainian refugees fleeing the conflict, it has also stood in the way of EU financial assistance to Kiev and pushed for deeper economic and energy cooperation with Moscow despite the war. Seeming to question Ukraine's statehood, Orbán said Saturday that the war Russia launched nearly 3 years ago was not even about Ukraine, but about the territory called Ukraine, which until now has been a buffer zone between NATO and Russia, being placed under the auspices of NATO. Ukraine, or what remains of it, will again become a buffer zone, Orbán said. It will not become a NATO member. Those comments mirrored recent statements by members of U.S. President Donald Trump's administration, who have suggested Ukraine should abandon its hopes of joining NATO as a guarantor of its future security against potential Russian attacks.
A háború valójában nem is Ukrajnáról, hanem arról szól, hogy az Ukrajna nevű terület, ami eddig ütköző zóna, ütköző állam volt, a NATO és Oroszország között, vonassék mostantól NATO felügyelet alá. Hogy miért gondolták az európai és amerikai liberálisok, hogy az oroszok ezt majd tétlenül nézik, máig rejtély. Az már világos, hogy a kísérlet elbukott, Ukrajna illetve ami marad belőle, ismét ütközőzóna lesz. Nem lesz NATO tag. De lesz-e az Európai Unió tagja? Azt meg majd a magyarok eldöntik. Magyarország és a magyarok ellenében Ukrajna soha nem lesz az Európai Unió tagja. Kormány megbízottat küldünk az Egyesült Államokba, és begyűjtjük az összes Magyarországra vonatkozó adatot és bizonyítékot. Azután sürgősen megteremtjük az alkotmányos és jogi feltételeit annak, hogy ne kelljen tétlenül néznünk, amint álcivil közéleti szervezetek a szemünk láttára szolgálják ki a külföldi érdekeket, és szerveznek politikai akciókat. Azt javaslom, itt menjünk át ellentámadásba. Írjuk bele az alkotmányba, hogy az ember vagy férfi, vagy nő. És pont. Sőt, azt tanácsolom, hogy a Pride szervezői ne bajlódjanak az idei felvonulás előkészítésével. Kidobott pénz és idő.